Good morning. So I created a post a couple of months ago and I realized that it's just now starting to get some traction. I'm feeling pretty excited about this. It's been a while since I've had a post go viral, right? So shout out to my homie Surfzilla Lawrence Farmer. He is an entrepreneur. I think he's in Philly, and he is a great musician and has built a good business. From everything that I can see, he is a family man. He's always presented himself to me as someone who is reasonable, is sensible. And I am sharing this, one, to thank him for sharing my post in his group. He's got a lot of groups, and one of them is called Surfzilla Love Lounge. He has a group called Black Surfers Realm, and years and years and years ago, before I was even acquainted with him as the owner, that group helped me when I was living in another region. Excuse me, a musician in Texas added me to that group, and it really helped me to network and get a lot of gigs. And also, it's a treasure trove of a lot of just wisdom and like masterclass level stuff. Of course, there's a lot of people who talk nonsense, but you could really dive in there. I am a singer as well and a songwriter. I guess I'll say former songwriter because it's been years since I've written a song, but it's a treasure trove, and I think he has created and established an incredible community where even if you're just getting started, or you even want to learn how to just get started as a professional musician or singer, you can go in there and connect with, I mean, people on every level. So shout out to you, and much I salute the work that you've done. So he shared my post, and I appreciate him doing that. And I always try to balance things by, it's really hard though. These guys really make it hard for me to balance things, but I try to show every once in a while, I don't hate all men. I don't hate all men. I just can't stand the ones who ain't shit. So here's a guy who commented in the group. So James Charles Poe, he says, "Sheesh, every dude needs to read those comments. If you're doing anything that remotely looks anything like that stuff, you can afford to do better." And I appreciate that. It's crazy, and it's actually sad and really disheartening that we are still in a society where I feel compelled, where a lot of women like me feel compelled to shout out men for just being what they're supposed to be. God. So there's that. So I have to read this comment by Envy Finesse. And thank you, Envy, for being one of the almost 20,000 people that have shared this post. This just feels really good because I write a lot of content, and it's really important to me. And I feel like, and a lot of content creators and writers and creators, they feel like their work, and they know that their work is meaningful and that it's good quality stuff, but you just never know when it's going to pop. So I appreciate the fact that it resonated with so many people and that it impacted so many people. Even the ones that it pissed off, I'm glad that it did that too. It should. It should. Sit with those feelings and figure out, why did this piss you off? Why did this trigger you? And what can you do to bring about a more positive outcome so that the next time you see content like this, it doesn't trigger you, and you can actually like look at it from a place of, "Ooh, I'm proud that this doesn't reflect anything bad in me anymore." So anyway, back to Envy Finesse. She said, "The comments never disappoint. The raggedy type that will only come around empty-handed every time. Take. Never contributing a thing, and treat you and your babies like he hates y'all." For real though, for real. I just went through that with this last relationship for almost 5 years. I saw it more and more and more. "A miserable person will drain you of your energy if you allow it." Facts, sis. "One thing you gotta believe is pattern." That's true. "My mama used to say, if you think big, strong men are scary, wait till you see what a weak one can do." Hold that. I'm going to pretend like she just dropped the mic. And if we're in a white church, everybody is like real silent right now and just like taking it in, like really reflecting on it. If we're in a black church, everybody's like, "Yeah, say that," standing up and everything, and glory. And some people might be running and shouting right now. Some people are probably like, throwing shoes at the pulpit and laughing and all that stuff. Like it hit hard. That hit. Hold that. We are holding that, sis. Thank you. Thank you very much. The point of doing things like this is to help other people to clock it and block it. Like my girl Bourbon Bougie says, to clock it and block it. so that we are empowered to be able to see it and disallow it, and to do like my grandmother Cherry always says, nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. That's the point of our communication with each other and using these platforms, so that we can help other people to be able to disallow it. Quick, clock it and block it. Thank you, Envy. So here's another two comments that I wanted to share. One is by Brianna. She says, to my girls, the more you know, the more you know. Just put a little rainbow across here. I wonder if I can do that. I want to get through this. I don't know if I want to add the rainbow or not. We'll see. But again, we are community. We are community. And for so many generations, we were blocked from being able to be community because they knew, degenerate men knew that once we started talking, which they love to call it gossip, but once we started being community for each other, then it was going to cause a whole revolution that they were going to hate, because it was going to bring down the patriarchy. It was going to bring us out of oppression. So yes, to my girls, the more you know, like Brianna said. So here's Barbie. Barbie Lexi Rothstein. She said, free at last. Girl, we are celebrating with you because I felt all three of those words. Free at last. Ah, thank Goddess Almighty. Free at last. Yes. So another comment from that guy that was at the pit at the I don't know, at the threshing floor of the pimpin' pulpit. Thank you is begging me to turn the comments back on. Again, this is how dumb and ignorant these people are. I never turn the comments on or off. It is a post, and Facebook completely controls. I don't even know how they control that, who can comment and who can't. I never turn the comments off, but this conversation, this grown folks conversation, thank ya, is not for ya. Okay, so mind your business. There was a whole era when they would say, and they still sometimes say, get out of here, be quiet. Grown men are talking, right? Grown women are talking. We're not talking to you. So you don't need to drop a comment. We don't care what you have to say. We are not talking to you. We nothing you. People like you, we nothing you. So you don't need to drop a comment. We didn't ask for it. We don't want it. Okay? By the way, this is thank ya. This is thank ya. Does he look a little zesty? Now, of course, we don't know. We don't know. But does he look a little zesty? Does he look a little like he hate us because he ain't us? Yeah, this is thank ya. Here is another photo of thank ya. The one who says that, us, the ladies, that we get dumber and dumber every 3 years. Does he really look like well, you know what? I was going to say, does he look like he can afford the car behind him? However, we know that that could be true because uh, hood, hood rich screams. I mean, true wealth really whispers, but hood rich, it's like so gaudy and it screams, and it comes and goes really quickly. So he might be. God. Yep, look at that beautiful specimen with all that artwork all across his body from top to bottom, and his drawers hanging out for easy access, from the front or the back, whoever decides, they want to. Historically, we know why the drawers that were exposed and the pants were down. But maybe they don't know the history, of that. And that's why they continue to perpetuate what really makes them look gay. You know what? I'm just going to leave that there because these dudes, oh God, they're just so exhausting and disgusting. Disgusting. Consider the source of the pathetic patriarchy. Again, I say, consider the source of the pathetic patriarchy, because this is what they look like. And they truly don't have mirrors, and that is the privilege of their patriarchy, that they get to run across mirrors and never stop and actually look at themselves, physically or metaphysically. They just get to project all of their disgustingness onto us, and they need it to stick to us, because if it sticks to us, then we are not liberated and we are on their level, which means that they get continued access to us, to control us, to use us, to abuse us. That's why they're angry, because we're free at last. That's why. So the post that I created, it's a thread, and it says, he hates you, and this is how you can tell, or this is how you know. And Danny K said, let me see. I'm stuck in Florida, stranded and outside, and don't know nobody here. That's how I know. All right, ladies, you know what we do. Some of you guys check on her, see how she's doing. I'm going to also inbox her, so I'm hoping I'll be able to come back with an update about that. That almost happened to me 13 years ago. And we have to stop beating ourselves up and beating each other up for this. Stop that. You know, we if a person gets robbed and we see it on the news, do we automatically say, "Oh, they shouldn't have left their door unlocked," or "Oh, they should have been watching who was following them"? No, we have empathy, we have sympathy. If they have a GoFundMe, we donate. Same thing applies here. It's not our business, and we don't care at this point what led Danny into this situation. We just care that she's okay, she's safe, and that we can help her get out and get beyond this. That's what we care about. That's what we do in my space, okay? I'm not going to allow any of you to come on here with that male-centered BS and put her down for this. Not happening. All that's going to do is keep her perpetually in that place where these things will continue to happen to her, and it's easier for somebody else to do this to her. So I'll stop right now and plug my new YouTube channel. It is called Ask Darling Nikki. And somewhere in there in my video series, Addicted to Monsters, I think I talk very briefly about when something like this almost happened to me. The thing that we need to remember is a lot of these guys are, they're heartless, they're cruel, and they will use you and abuse you. They will lead you on. They will lie to you. They will make you think that you have a future together, all for them to be able to siphon whatever it is that they want to siphon from you until they're done. And when they're done, that's it. Just like when they're done with their toys. What do? Throw them aside and that's it. Don't care about it anymore. And obviously this is most likely what happened to Miss Danny. So let's check on her, okay? And Danny, thank you for sharing. So many women were looking at my comments and a lot of things that were specific, and some of them specific to what I experienced firsthand. And Sheena, she shared my post and she contributed to the conversation by saying, whew, the triggers, and tearful emojis. So Sheena says, when he's not there for you when you really need him in times of sadness and anxiousness in your life, like when your parent dies, when you have surgery, when you're sick, but will drop everything for anyone else. One of my aunts, my Aunt Charlene, we lovingly call her Aunt Charlene Ma, she said to me, I think when I was in my early to mid 20s, she was seeing something that I was going through. And she said to me, pay attention to what these men do, not what they say. Pay attention to what they do, not what they say, which makes sense. I came across a post that I thought was really creative and kind of thought-provoking. It was a guy who was saying this, holding other guys accountable, because obviously whenever they say it in the society, it means more when they say it, although we've probably been saying it for a long time. Men lie so much with their words, you got to pay attention to their actions. Men lie so much that what if it was Adam that ate the apple, but he lied on Eve, and he told God that Eve ate the apple, which is why that apple is still stuck in their throat. Something to think about. But Sheena, love and light to you, love and hugs to you. You did not deserve to go through those experiences. A lot of times we share our love and empathy to people who will never return it because they hate us. And that is one way to tell when you are in distress. This man that you're sleeping next to, or this man that's taking you on dates, or this man that's trying to be around you, what does he do? How does he respond? That's how you can tell. So here's another XY, just XYing. So he shared it, and then he commented, both ways needle. Again, we're not talking to you. Why are you here? Go home, Roger. Go home. This is what they do. Let's say that you say you're rude. You too. You too. This is what they do. So let's take a look at Moses. Since he decided to bring his ashy self into this conversation and totally tried to destroy it. Ladies, this is Moses. With his certificate from Platt College or something like that. And there he is with his mommy I mean, it's probably his mommy because he looks like her. There he is with his mommy. And since his body language is toward the mommy, and she's holding his hand, we're gonna guess that that girl is maybe a sister or a cousin. Those are his two biggest enablers that will always celebrate his underachieving things and his underachieving accomplishments, and treat his little whatever this is like he just got a master's or an MBA. Yeah, and this is why he's able to say things like, not me, or you too, because clearly he doesn't have a physical or metaphysical mirror either. So, we are considering the source of another example of pathetic patriarchy. Meet Moses and his enablers. So, a couple of videos back, I shared a comment from this person, Demarian Tatum. I think I did, but I think I shared the wrong pictures. So those pictures must have went to some other pathetic patriarchy comment that I don't really care to go back and correct, because we don't really need to like get anything right when it comes to them, because they never get anything right when it comes to us anyway. So I'll go back to this. I'm going to read this comment again because I have this, and then I actually have the pictures of the actual person who said this. That's the point. So Demarian Tatum, Demarian Pterodactyl, says some females be too dumb to pick up the signs. LMAO. It's not funny, but come on now. You this sexy and this in don't want to be seen with you? Well, it looks like you're sitting at a table across from someone who doesn't want to be seen with you. I know I certainly would not want to be. Are those gang signs? Ooh, you know what? Let me not say too much about him. He's a gangster. Probably certified. I want him doxed to me. Oh, never mind. He's not a real gangster. Not with that posture. Not. This is just gross. You see the urinals? Because it's so enticing to take a photo of yourself, a selfie, in the bathroom with next to urinals, next to, basically bodily waste, which, I mean, that's what you sound like when you say the things that you say anyway. And here's another one. So clearly he does know what mirrors are because he's in front of a mirror, but he's clearly not looking at it. This is just gross. I can't with these urinals. This is gross. And one more, because this is the only female that they're going to post pictures with, they're number one enablers. All right, baby boy, that's enough of you. So here's another Negro Dactyl that shared my post. Thank you for sharing, Don Frederico, and fuck you very much. So he says, this funny cause this the S y'all choose to stay in. The popular in word, all the popular in all the same hoes want that have multiple kids with multiple women will be the in y'all try to make a man. Then y'all be mad when he live up to the little potential he had. Y'all go with what feel good. Every decision made by female is going to be made with her feelings and not logic, because y'all aren't reasonable people. This is the overused word salad that keeps getting recycled and thrown in our faces about how we choose men. And we're not choosing them. They come to us and they try to present themselves as presentable suitors long enough for us to actually select them back or accept their advances. They keep it together long enough for that until they get comfortable. And then they show that they ain't shit if they're not. Of course, there are some happy relationships out there. I'm sure I really haven't seen a bunch of really healthy, happy ones, but I'm sure some of them exist because unicorns do exist. But oh God, I'm so exhausted. Let's just go to the picture. This is him and his white leotards, looking very happy and looking. I mean, his eyes are so bright. You can tell there's a light on up there, and that he is the much better choice. This is the choice that we should be making, so that we can have much better outcomes with men. Here's another picture of him in all his glory, shooting the birds showing you his philosophy on life. And he's in such a great, look around, look at the terrain around him, look at the environment. It's so inviting. I mean, all women should aspire to be with someone who walks around with basketball shorts and probably has a very extensive collection of J's and expensive sneakers, and that's going to be probably the totality of the real estate that he owns. Whew. Yes, that haircut, man, it is like, it's so precise, isn't it? It is so precise. That is so well done. Like that lineup and everything. Yes. This is why he can say what he says, because he has a mirror. He clearly has a mirror. Like this was done on purpose. So he used the mirror. So yeah, I'm using a little filter because why not? Plus, you already saw my natural face. But hi, my name is Darling Nikki. I am a singer. I'm a writer. I am an actor. Um, I guess I'm a new social media creator. I've been creating content for a while, but just started doing it like for real, for real. You can go to my YouTube. That's the primary space that I like to communicate with my people. So that's youtube.com/. Ask Darling Nikki. You can find me anywhere on social media under Ask Darling Nikki. The website will be relaunched soon, but you can always look for links in the comments to connect with me. If you are a part of my tribe and you know who you are, I would love to hear from you. If you are not, then stay out my face, okay? Don't come for me unless I send for you, because if you come for me and you cross that line, listen, I am not that girl that I was raised to be back in the day, that super Christian, turn the other cheek girl. If you go low, I'm dragging your ass to hell. Okay. I'm just letting you know that now. So stay up out of grown women's conversation unless you are for us, unless you are for our liberation, our empowerment. Unless you are for a community and a society that does not continue to oppress and abuse women, particularly Black women, because every 6 hours without end, another Black woman is murdered every 6 hours. And by the facts, and you can go Google this and argue with your mama, argue with your mammy mama, not me. Black women in particular are the most abused, the most victimized, hands down, and it's a number that is exponentially bigger than all the other women. And that's why there's so many of us saying what we're saying. That's why there's so many of us that show so much disdain for what from my experience, has been the average BM. We're sick of it. We're done. We're done. All right. Bye bye.